Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's EDD California Unemployment Live. I think the question that I'm seeing the most frequently is, why don't you see a place to list your work search activity? And remember, a lot of you are expecting a letter before work search is required. I'm going to give a minute for you guys to get in here, and I'm going to look to see if I have any questions from my members today. Linda says that you got paid just fine. That is great. You guess you're never subject to the quarterly review, and you are a grandfathered claim. You shouldn't worry about that anymore, right? Also, there was no work search page when certifying. Yeah, so that's what I was just talking about. That's pretty normal. They are going to send some sort of letter or notification when your specific claims work search actually kicks in. There is going to be, or at least I'm starting to see, some people have a message pop up that's going to ask you if you want to list your work search activities through the EDD certification process, or no, I will record my work search information in a different way. And I will try and get a video to you guys out to that about that today. Let me just check my channel real quick and see if any channel members have questions. Maybe two. Oh, Bella V just says good morning and that she's willing to be a moderator. So she pops in. I will probably set that setting for her. It says there's two comments, but I only see one. Okay, so Vanjie says you guys are popping all in here, and scrolled past her comment. Okay, there was no work search page for me on the week ending 7/17. It'll remain that way. I'm PEUC. I think FedEd has the list page and it's more strict. It asks for 3 places. Basically, yes on 3 always. Yeah, guys, it's really just going to be yes to question 3. That is really what the work search requirement wants. Even if you do have another page, it's going to ask you, let me tell you your other option. I wish I knew how to share this photo with you guys. I don't think you'll be able to see this. But this is what it's going to look like. Maybe you can see that. Okay, so work search. And then right there, can we make it bigger? Can I read this backwards? Do you want to list your work search information on your UI Online account? No. I will record my work search. Sorry, this is backwards for me as I'm reading it. No, I will record my work search information in a different way. So a different way could be like a notebook. You could record your work search activity. And yes, this is a notebook with pickles on it. My roommate got it for me for Christmas. So you could record your work search activities in a different way, like a notebook. If you do want to list your work search activities, let's try and get this back up here. Yes, I choose to save my work search information on my UI Online account. And then was that backwards for you guys? I hope not. Anyway, so you might get something that looks like that, and then you have the option to either record your work search activities in a different manner or to record them on your UI Online account. So it might change. One day you might get that option, and you can select either that you do want to list it or that you don't. Okay, I'm going to take a drink of coffee. While I take a drink of coffee, if you guys could like the video, I would really appreciate that. He goes, I'm so tired. I have been burning the candle at both ends this week. Okay. Scotty says, certified for weeks 7/10 and 7/17. They're stuck in pending due to what I think is the quarterly review. Already emailed my assembly member and will use claimer if need be. So Scotty, this is your first week you're stuck, or the first 2 weeks you're stuck in pending, right? I do always recommend waiting about 72 hours just to see if it clears up on its own. And then if it doesn't, yes, then I would recommend calling. Quarterly review is pretty easy for any rep to remove off your claim, but the hard part, of course, is getting through. Johnny, thank you for the donation. You certified for this morning and they never asked for anything on question 3. You put yes and went from pending to paid this morning. That is great news, and I'm glad to hear that. And that's the case for a lot of people. It really just wanted the yes answer to did you search for work? Hey, Manuel. El Dorado says, your ID thing isn't going through. If you're having trouble with the ID verification process, the best way to get help is still, to my knowledge, by tweeting the CEO, Blake Hall, on Twitter and just let him know that you're having trouble. He's been really responsive through Twitter. Good morning, Kathalina. Andrew says, you're so glad you got your quarterly review cleared. You must have been lucky as you called the EDD at 8 a.m. on Thursday and the first rep cleared it. Tier 1 reps can do that, or maybe it was tier 2 all along. With the quarterly review, I think any rep can clear that. I don't think it has to be tier 2. Albert says, shoot, I lost my place. How is this possible? So I'll grab Ben's question. Is PUA also an optional work search list you certify next week and not this one? So first of all, everybody's kind of waiting on their individual letters with their individual instructions. It's not so much as it's optional. They're saying that you must look for work. It's going to be optional whether you list it on UI Online or whether you record your work search activities in another method, like a notebook. So it's really up to you how you want to do that. But I would recommend at least keeping track. And someone said on my comments that they had been looking for like 8 jobs a week. And you could list those all on UI Online. The most anybody's going to be asked for is 3 a week. So even if you don't list it on UI Online, I would put it in a notebook, just because when you're applying to that many places, it's possible that you're going to forget where you applied. So if you have it in a notebook and you don't remember whether you applied to a certain job posting or not, like then you can go back to your own notes and reference if you've already applied there or not. Albert says, I'm on tier 2 extension and my balance is 0 this morning. I certified for my very last week and it says paid. And when I certified, there was nowhere to let me know where I've been looking for work. That's okay, guys. It was really, really just looking for a yes answer to that. Casper Ghost says, you hit 0 last Sunday within your year. Should I just call because I heard the extension should be automatic, but it's not always the case? I would wait 1 more week. Casper, I think you said that you do see the next date that you can certify. And if that's the case, that means everything's going as it should. So 0 balance is gonna stay there until the next time you certify. So I would probably wait until after you certify again next. And then if there's a problem, that's when I would call them. My advice would not be to call them just yet. Good morning, Ursula. I haven't seen you in the comments in a while, so it is good to see you. Elizabeth says, do I have to tell EDD I got paid for a 1099 for a second job? Yes, you're supposed to report all income. With a 1099, you can report net income. And with 1099, you report it when you got paid, not necessarily when you worked and earned the money. With 1099 work, self-employment, gig economy work, you report the work when you get paid and you report your net income. But yes, you do need to report that. Kathalina says, I'm trying to certify this morning and it's not letting me. Can you find an old email in your email inbox, like search EDD UI and see if it'll let you log in to certify that way? Try selecting UI mobile instead of UI online, and you can do that from a desktop or from a cell phone. Clear your browser history, possibly try a different internet browser, or like even if you can borrow like a friend's cell phone or just use a computer where you haven't ever certified for benefits before, that can help as well. George says, good morning. Albert says there was no place to list the work search requirement. And that's okay. That's happening to everybody. Really, well, not everybody, but a lot of people. really what they were wanting is people to answer yes to the question, did you look for work? Johnny says, I have a phone interview July 22nd, stuck in pending 4 weeks. They say it's about my wages. Any idea? No, I don't. But the phone interviews are usually pretty simple. They might just need to verify that you didn't make any income. Maybe an employer reported some pay in a weird week or a weird manner that's making them need to do a phone determination interview. But most people, even though they're taking a really long time to get the phone interview, most people are saying that the phone interviews are really easy and really quick. Rasar says, a few days ago, I wanted to get ahead of the ball and see if I had a quarterly review. The first rep to answer told me there's no review for me. Glad to say you got paid, and he was truthful. I'm glad as well. I'm always glad when you guys get paid. Are we going to get an extension? As far as I know, unemployment benefits go through September 4th. There is a program, Fed Ed, that might be available to some regular unemployment claims, and a regular unemployment claim would also be someone who's on extension. But you are going to need to meet some earnings requirements. And if you've already got Fed Ed on your claim, it's my understanding that you can only get it once per claim. So some of us may not be eligible for that program. However, California's unemployment rate, I am pretty sure, is going to be still pretty high in September. So I do think Fed Ed will be an option for some of us. But PUA unemployment is completely ending September 4th, and there will be no path for PUA unemployment claims to continue getting benefits. Okay. Manuel's volunteering to be a mod. Thank you guys. You guys are pretty respectful, and I haven't seen a large need for moderators. I don't know. I hope that remains true. Most of the time, you guys are pretty awesome. Wyland Skates. What is this RESI thing? It's like some sort of determination event. Does signing up for Cal Jobs on a grandfather claim potentially make you have to go through this? I'm going to be honest, I need to look into that a little bit more. It honestly, from what I have seen, appears to just be a video that you need to watch. It is on the Cal Job site. Let me see if I can get that to come up. Yeah, so when you go onto Cal Jobs, let's turn this sideways. It says, you get this message. And it just looks like it's a video, your RESI orientation video. Is that backwards for you guys? I don't know. But anyway, so I will look into that a little bit more. With being back at work, I haven't had time to research that issue as much as I would like. And some of the stuff that's going on with stimulus. Oops. And I don't think it's necessarily signing up for Cal Jobs that makes you have to do that. Just some people are going to be asked to do the RESI program and some people aren't. Okay, Jillian says, so PEUC grandfather claim here. It didn't ask me to prove where I looked for work. As I type in places, will this still eventually show up? I heard something saying it's only for Fed Ed. So I showed earlier that screenshot, and it looks like, so even if you're Fed Ed are going to need to list it on UI Online, it looks like for the other claims, you can just say that you want to keep track in a different method, like a notebook. So there's an option to choose that you just want to keep track of it, not by listing it online, because a lot of the work search activities aren't going to fit neatly into the bucket that is that online entry method. Like updating a resume, there's not really a way to put that was your work search activity, or telling a friend that you're looking for work. It's not set up to kind of list those kinds of things, which they have said count towards work search activities. So just keep track of it in a notebook at minimum, in case they ever ask. Oh no, Elizabeth says it. Oh, good. It wasn't backwards. Okay. JoJo's asking if people's are pending. So I'm no longer getting unemployment. I am back to work full time and then some. So that's why I'm a little sleepy. Malia says, I'm a full-time student. Does that take care of work search? No. As a matter of fact, you want to be careful with that because a lot of times entering that you're in school will flag your account because as far as the EDD computer systems know, like the EDD doesn't realize like, oh, people can do school online. So actually, if you put that you're in school full time, it's potentially going to flag your claim that you're not able to accept full-time work. And to get unemployment benefits, you do need to be able and available to accept full-time work. So be careful with that. If you do like a training program through the EDD, then that can potentially count as fulfilling work search. Uh-oh, I lost my place. So I'm going to read some random comments while scrolling back up. And you guys know when I lose my place to please take a moment and like the video. Juan says, good morning. I did my usual midnight certification. I was surprised that I didn't have to put my work searches in, but you got paid this morning. That is wonderful. Terry says, if I'm done with my PUA today, what do I do? PUA should not be over today. That's probably PEUC, and they should be automatically adding another extension to your claim. Black Jade says, you certified today. It went to pending for both weeks. There was no work search required. Trying to call and can't get through. If you can wait. So first of all, whenever it's pending for the first time and there's nothing else wrong with the claim, I do kind of recommend waiting about 72 hours, about Wednesday morning, before you try calling. Then try not to call the EDD on Sunday or Monday. Those are really high call volume days. So if you can, you want to try and avoid calling Sunday or Monday. Tuesday through Saturday, either right when they open from about 8 a.m. to 8:15 or a little bit later in the afternoon from 2:30 to 4. A long intro message, then quickly hit 134 still works for some people. Okay. I'm scrolling back up to where, oh, Jenny. Hi, Jenny. Good morning. Lots of people are very excited that they do not have to do, they don't actually have to list the work search yet. Andy wants to know if we click the no option button that you'd rather write it down on the notebook, will they call to make sure we are, or is it better for us to put yes and then list them on the UI account? That's a really good question. I am going to say that it would probably be optimal to click yes and then list the places that you applied online would probably be just the absolute best bet. Remember, at least that I've seen right now, though, it's not currently set up to handle work search activities like filling out a resume or like notifying your friends that you're looking for work. Usually when you list them online, in the past, at least, it has asked for specific places that you've applied. But remember, that can be easy as well. It'll say like, it'll ask you where you applied. So maybe you looked at tesla.com. It'll ask for the method would be online. Then you list the website, www.tesla.com, position applied for any, and then outcome of job search would be either no response from employer if you apply and you don't hear back from them. If they're not hiring in your area, you would put not hiring. You can write submitted application. There are a lot of drop-down choices for that, but the way at least it was previously set up is that it's better suited for actually applying or, applying to specific places versus the work search activities like attending networking events and things like that. Okay. Okay. Where am I? Okay. Anthony says, you didn't have a work search page, but you got stuck on pending for both weeks. I didn't get that page that I had my searches ready. So again, if you're pending for both weeks, that could be quarterly review. So I'd give it 72 hours. And if they don't switch to paid by Wednesday, that's when I'd recommend calling. It could still be, quarterly review. All right, yeah, it's pretty normal. The EDD is still supposed to send people letters letting them know about their specific work search requirements. Pauline says, I hope my day's going good. It is, thank you. I certified today and there was no problem and no work search needed. Okay, that's awesome. Myra says, have I heard anything about the Golden State Stimulus 2? Yes, I've heard that should start going out in September. If you don't have dependents and you already got the first stimulus check, the first $600 from the state of California, it's not truly a second check. Bonnie says, oh, you got through and got paid. That is great. Ricky Bobby has 4 weeks pending, so it's definitely time to call or email your assembly member. Janet's reminding everybody to please like the video. I would certainly appreciate that. Andy says, I heard in Los Angeles they are bringing back mask mandates. Do you think we're going to close back up with COVID cases rising and people filling up hospitals again? So that's like a bunch of questions. One, yes, LA County has brought back the mask mandate, but the sheriff has said that he's not going to enforce it. So for businesses, there's very little actual support. Like if a business is having problems with a guest not wearing a mask, they're not going to have anybody to call to back them up on enforcing that. So that's thing number one. Two, you guys might not know, some of you may be pretty new. My boss is really good with politics, and he says that there is no way that in the middle of a recall election that they would shut down California again. And I agree with that. A lot of people, when we were shut down longer than other states, they were like, well, California is just full of Democrats and what do they call us? Like snowflakes. California is full of Democrat snowflakes and they just can't handle it and they just want free government handouts. And I don't saying that I feel like this. I'm saying that this is kind of the other side of that coin. And they thought that we were wrong for being shut down as long as we were. And a lot of people blamed Gavin Newsom for businesses failing and going under and folding for keeping us shut down so long. And so he won't risk that perception, in my opinion, and shut us down again. What else on that? You mentioned hospital cases rising, and even though they are rising, they're not rising to the level that they were before vaccines rolled out. Now that a lot of people are vaccinated, even though we're seeing higher case rates, the hospitalizations and thankfully deaths are not going up exponentially the way they were in the past. So I don't think we're going to shut down again. Do I think we need to? Possibly. I don't know. I do want everybody to stay safe. Wear a mask, wash your hands for 20 seconds at least, which is Happy Birthday, the song all the way through twice. Scrub up above like your watch. Use that hand sanitizer. I would, even though I'm a business that's open, that thrives on people going out, I'm going to treat you guys the same as I treat my mom, which is I love her and I don't want her to get sick. I would recommend only making necessary trips right now. I would just be safe, be cautious. Jojo says, I certified this morning and your 2 weeks are pending. What do I do? I would wait 72 hours. If it hasn't gone to paid by Wednesday, that's when I would call. It could be quarterly review. Christian says, you filed a new claim. You needed to do ID. You heard they review your account in about 2 days. The pending goes away. How true is that? No. If you just filed a new claim, it can take anywhere between 2 weeks to 6 weeks to do the initial review on a new claim. When you file a new claim, both the new claim and the existing claim go into a fraud review. This is different than the quarterly review. And so you can't get paid until that is done. After about 2 weeks, though, even though it can take longer, after about 2 weeks of pending, For a new claim, you usually can call the EDD and get them to push those payments through to paid, but it's definitely not 2 days of pending after you file a new claim. It's going to be at least 2 weeks. LA Barbie says, I have a question. Should I sign up for CalJobs, or I'm okay still using Indeed for work search? LA Barbie, I know that you did not file a new claim on or after July 11th, so you would be fine. CalJobs is going to be optional. I made like a little 1-minute video on that. For claims that started on or before July 11th, it's recommended, but it is still optional. The EDD has put that in writing. But if you wanted to sign up, people have said that the jobs that are listed on CalJobs are like outdated and not very good. So if you're truly looking for work, I think that using a service like Indeed or Glassdoor or LinkedIn, Monster, someone listed another one that I always forget. Anyway, I would say that you would have better chances actually finding a position on those other sites. CalJobs would just be another way to satisfy the work search requirement. Luis says, where's Faria? Where's your Faria? What? I don't know what that is. Angel says, can Claimer help with my stop payment? All right, so Claimer is the EDD dialing service that calls them for you so that at least you're guaranteed to get through to hold to talk to a rep. Claimer doesn't guarantee that they fix anything. The only thing that they do is they get you to the point of holding. So they can help you talk to a rep, but it's still going to be the luck of the draw on whether you get a good rep, one that's in a good mood that wants to help you or not. And it's also going to depend on what the stop payment flag is on your account for. If it's on there for quarterly review, pretty much all of the reps seem to be able to remove that. So yes, I would recommend it for something simple. If you've already called multiple times the EDD on your own and they've told you that they can't fix it, that you have to wait for a phone determination interview. If you've been called multiple times, talked to a tier 2 rep multiple times, and they've told you that they can't fix your claim, in that case, I would not recommend using Claimer. In that case, I would recommend emailing your assembly member and seeing if there's something that they could do to help get you paid faster. Yeah, people are saying that sometimes it takes hours for it to switch from pending to paid, and that's true. Like, it's too soon to worry about if it's just pending from today's certification. Try not to worry about it yet. Give it till Wednesday would be my advice. Jen says, I called unemployment on the 8th and you still haven't gotten your extension. What should I do? So was it just the extension? Were you at your benefit year end? I would either call them again or go ahead and reach out to your assembly member. You can also try Ask EDD or Contact Us, although often you don't get a response there either, but it doesn't hurt to try. Josue says, Josue, do I know you? Did we work together? They have you pending for 17 weeks that you've already called, and they only told you to wait. And it's been 4 weeks since they transferred me to the extension, and they still don't pay me. So in your case, it's definitely time to email your assembly member, let them know you're experiencing financial hardship. The link on how to get in contact with your assembly member is linked in the description of this video. See if they can push it through. Oh, Casper, you don't see your certification date yet. Yeah, if you're not seeing the next date when you can certify, you might want to go ahead and call and let them know so that they can add that on to your claim. Andy said, I heard with the mobile UI that they don't ask for job searches. My friend did that and she got paid. I'm just confused about all these job searches. We just answer yes to question 3, no job searches yet. You should be doing job searches, but you can literally just keep track in a notebook if you want. Yeah. And then eventually you may get a screen that asks you if you want to input the job searches online or if you just or if you want to keep record in a different manner. Kenneth says, are the 2 EDD employees at the state assembly office at their Sacramento office or their local district office? So our assembly members, like, I don't know how much of a responsibility they have to help us with our unemployment claims. There's like representatives in all different kinds of areas. So these assembly members and their interns are working from their local offices, depending on your zip code. And I don't even know how many California has. It's a ton. I think I'm in District 17. I've seen someone else in District 11, which makes me think of the Hunger Games, and the EDD totally also reminds me of the Hunger Games. But there's a lot of different assembly members, and they work out of their own local offices. Sometimes they do have like meetings in Sacramento where like kind of like press releases, or where the assembly members go and like let the EDD know of all the complaints that their constituents have. But yeah, let me know why you're asking that. But yeah, local district office. And they're not necessarily affiliated with the EDD, but their job is kind of like to help the people living in their zip code. So that's like how they're involved, because it's their job to help us with whatever we need, kind of. That's my understanding. Okay. I did not explain that well, but yeah, their local district office. Jose says, you certified and got paid instantly. Do you think you'll be stuck in pending in the future for quarterly review? I hope not, but it is still possible. I would say that if you didn't get, what date is it? The 18th. You know, I hope that you don't get stuck on pending, and I think it's a good sign that you haven't so far. My mom is well, Jenny, although I don't know. I'll tell you on Instagram. She's taken some treatment for something else that came up in an odd manner all my life. She's taken it into her own hands, trying to treat it with like apple cider vinegar. And sometimes I think, isn't there anything that apple cider vinegar won't cure? I don't know. I love my mom. I hope she stays healthy for a long time. Yanel says, are most of these people looking for the stimulus release checks because they are in need, or let's be transparent, they're just looking for free hand-me-downs? I'm not saying I am, right? Asking for the truth. I mean, here's the deal. I am at a point where I don't need that money. I am able to pay my bills. But even with YouTube and my regular job, I'm not sitting in money. If we look in my checking account right now, I think there is less than $100, and I don't get paid until next Friday. Actually, I lied. YouTube will come in on the 21st. I would love extra money for the government to save, to invest, to give me a cushion in case my job does shut down again. So that's just me speaking personally. However, I think I fared a little bit better than a lot of people did. I think a lot of people everywhere really grow up in poverty, and I grew up in poverty. That money would mean such a difference, even to someone like my mom. And I don't know if she's going to get it because she doesn't file taxes. That's a whole nother thing. And Jenny, she's not like the one that does get it, even if you don't file. And I was like, you should do non-filers. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. I think there's a mix of people like myself who don't necessarily need it, but it would help put us in a better position and have a little bit more of a safety net. And people that truly, truly, truly need that money, that would, like, a lot of people in California live paycheck to paycheck. This is my situation too. My stupid car maintenance light is on. I have $200 in my bank account. My credit's good. So if I do the repair, whatever it's going to need, I'll put it on a credit card, and hopefully I should be able to pay off the balance in full when the card hits. But a lot of people, we're one car repair, we're one flat tire away from not being able to make it. So that's what that money, I think, makes the difference on. You got your EIDL grant for $15,000 for one of your businesses. It hasn't been dispersed yet. That is awesome. Joel says, won't we get letters about job searches by the 25th? I certified and was never asked to list where I looked for work. PEUX Tier 2 augmentation. Your cousin is in Fed Ed and got asked though. Yeah. And yes, you are supposed to get a letter. I do recommend, somebody asked me, hey, I didn't get the letter, but I'm going to go ahead and keep track. Anyway, it's always going to be a better idea to have more documentation than less documentation. So yeah, if you're already looking for work, keep track. And again, like somebody said that they're looking for like 8 places a week, and keep track, because I think I let you guys know that I was certifying and I was entering work search information for a little, it was like right about a year. Towards the end, obviously I applied at Tesla, but outside of that, I was like, did I apply? Like, which hotels did I apply at? Did I apply at the Hyatt? Did I apply at the Marriott? Did I apply at the Howard Johnson? Like, and you can go back in your if you list it on EDD, you can go back and see where you applied, but don't dig. Like, just have it one local place so that you'll know like which hotel chains you applied at. Like maybe you missed one. Yeah, Ace Hotels, like, because there's a lot of hotel chains, right? And I applied for most of them, I think, because yeah, it would have been easier to go back and reference it in a notebook, all the places I applied, versus like going back and looking through my certifications to be like, oh, did I apply there or not? So yeah, it wouldn't hurt necessarily to keep it in a notebook where you applied anyway. More documentation is always going to be good, in my opinion. Okay, I'm going to take a drink of coffee. If you guys could like the video, that'd be amazing. Okay. Jen says, do you think there's someone you can talk to or ask them to talk to so EDD can put my extension today? They are open today. Today is a hard day to get through to the EDD because it's certification Sunday. So I think the call volume's higher. Tomorrow call volume's also really high. You're certainly welcome to try. And if you do try, even today between 2:30 and 4 o'clock is going to be a better time. Okay. Bad Grandpa says, you still get your certifications by the mail and you certify online, but you write work searches on my mailed certification and save them in case I'm questioned. Again, that's not a bad idea. As long as you're keeping some sort of documentation to show them if they ask, I think you're going to be okay. Oh, Yanel says, in one block around your house, you see we are hiring everywhere I look as I drive. You know, I'm going to say something else, right? A lot of people, even if you have childcare, right? A lot of the jobs that are hiring, like a grocery store, sometimes, somebody has to stock the groceries and put them away. And a lot of us, like, I'm getting older, my back hurts. I'm not sure, even at the movie theater, I can sit down sometimes after the set's going. My feet hurt, my back hurts. I'm getting older. I feel it, especially after sitting for like a year in quarantine. I'm like, man, this just aged me leaps and bounds in terms of, how able I am to stand for long hours or pack heavy shipments, like twisting and lifting and reaching up to put things on shelves, like, and a lot of businesses want open availability. That's the best answer you can put. And if you don't have completely open availability, like, even though businesses are hiring, like maybe they only need 1 or 2 people, and these 1 or 2 people, they want them to be able to stand for 8 hours, lift, reach, operate a forklift, have management experience, and work the graveyard shift. Like, yes, businesses are hiring, and maybe it's even jobs that pay well, but to meet all of the business's expectations may still take a little bit of, I don't know, superhuman strength and the ability to never sleep. It's hard. It is. That's why I'm recommending searching now, so that hopefully you can find a dream job that doesn't put you in those kind of situations. That's really a good fit for you. The sooner you get started on trying to find that dream job, or trying to find the job that's the right environment for you, the better position you'll be in when benefits end in September. Scotty's claim balance was updated today, so your extension went through, but you're stuck in pending. Give it 72 hours, Scotty. This mindset is not a good mindset. You have to start using the gifts God gave you. And you be creative. I have another idea for a YouTube channel, but I don't want to tell you guys. No, I will. You guys want to know what it is? I don't know if you'll be into it, but this counts. Me researching this would count as a work search activity. So you know how like Shelby Church, she reviews Airbnbs. Jenny Silver, you pop out of here. I know you're trying to figure out what to do with your channel afterwards too. I want to maybe call it like Shelly Swims, because I've been seeing this ad for this app Swimply. So I want to find I really just want to swim for free, guys. And if it's a business expense, then you can write it off. So I want to go and swim at these people's pools from Swimply, and I'll see if they'll sponsor it. Maybe Shein will give you bathing suits, or I don't know. But basically I want to go swim in other people's pools, hopefully the really cool ones, and then make YouTube videos about it and then write it off as a business expense. Is that a good idea? Would people watch that? People like watching the weird hotels. In Seattle, I saw a pool and it had a picture of David Bowie on the bottom of it. I'd pay to swim in that pool. I don't know if they're on the app though. I think that house was just for sale. But anyway, that's my idea for a new channel. But I also want to still talk about finance on this channel. Okay. Bubble Pop Inc. said, you did the Reese thing. It's super easy. Is that just watching the video? Can you let me know, please, if you're still in here? That was almost 30 minutes ago. Albert says, thank you. You are very welcome. Yeah. Oh, you're very welcome. DePunk's Funk says, I have a determination. I have certified multiple times and I haven't got word from EDD. What should I do? If it's been weeks and weeks and your unemployment claim is pending, that is definitely when I recommend emailing your assembly member, and the link on how to find them is in the description of the video. James R504. I would give it 72 hours, so Wednesday, and if it hasn't switched to paid by then, that's when I'd call the EDD. Hi, Lil Rambo. Yeah, DePunk's Funk. I would definitely do your assembly member. Okay. My chat just scrolled all the way to the bottom. Hi, Toya. So I'm going to start taking random comments since we're in the last 20 minutes of the Q&A. Richie Rich says, I'm loving the bonuses to encourage new hires. Yeah, some businesses are hiring a $200 sign-up bonus if you start working for someone and you're still there 3 months later. Some businesses are offering $2,000 as a sign-up bonus. Some people are offering bonuses to both the current employee, if you refer somebody and then they work. Free trips to Cancun. I want God Secrets can't leave Cancun. I want a free trip to Cancun. That would be amazing. Where is that job? Please tell us, Jason. All right, Siegel, swimming in pools. Yeah. Was why on the island of Maui at the Grand Wailea Hotel. That sounds amazing. I have never been to Maui, but that is definitely on my bucket list. Diana says, you reapplied for EDD. You still have your old B of A debit card. So I need to ask for a new one, or is the old one still good? The old one is still good. Even if you got that notice that's do you want a debit card or do you want checks? Just ignore that. Your old debit card will still be good. Spencer says, is it because of the weekend that I still haven't been paid? No, just sometimes the claims don't go through right away. Oh, hi, Bella. Don't worry about it. I was just saying how well behaved everybody usually is in these lives. Agent New says, I'm basically doing work search, but not really applying. That's okay. Especially if you have a specific start date that you're going back to an old job. Spencer says, I was told I was going to get paid within 48 hours on Thursday, and I still haven't gotten paid. If you guys have been watching any of my lives, you guys know that I'm skeptical a little bit of the EDD whenever they give you a specific time frame when you're going to get paid. I tend to think that although they mean well, they're kind of guessing based on whatever issue they see on your account. Maybe they see something and they're like, it'll probably clear up within 48 hours. It'll probably clear up within 7 to 10 business days. But a lot of times when they give you a specific date, it doesn't clear and you end up needing to call them again. Andrew says, cars are my hobby. Maybe I can diagnose my car issue. What kind of car is it? What brand? So it's just got the maintenance light. That thing better be okay still. It's 2013. I do believe in driving cars till their wheels fall off. It's got 100,000 miles on it. But my mom also taught me that if you want your car to last a long time, to not ignore those maintenance lights. She also taught me, like, if they try and sell you something, say like, do I have to do, how critical is it that I take care of it now? So I will definitely ask them that question. I won't just fix anything that they tell me. And I know how to change my own air filter, and that's about it. Don't pay to have your air filter changed, guys. It's super easy. I'm skipping around here. You filed and you were not asked for job requirements. A lot of people weren't, so that's okay. Cybervirus says, I got disqualified for my 2-week certification since July 4th. I tried calling them and I can't get through. I don't know if it's something to do with when I opened a new claim, which expired in June. It could be. Every time you file a new claim, the old claim and the new claim both go into a review period that lasts at least 2 weeks. However, after it's been at least 2 weeks since you filed that new claim, then when you call the EDD, they can usually push those payments through. Using Claimer to call the EDD might be an option for you. Or since it has been a couple of weeks, you might want to email your assembly member. I've got that linked in the description down below. Dang it, I'm going to mess up your name again. Chirissa? Check engine lights are something that come on when you need to change your oil. Yeah, this is true. Oh, thank you guys. It's just my maintenance light. Sorry, did I say my check engine light? It's my maintenance light. So yeah, and like it's a Toyota Prius C, which is the cheaper of the Priuses, and that comes on like every 500 miles. So, and I get the package where you buy 3 in advance so they can clear it. So it is more affordable, but it's got 100,000 miles on it and it's a 2013. So they find things that are wrong with it sometimes now. I'll be okay on my car. I will. Barbara, it's good to see you in here. I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, it has been a really long time. I'm doing well. Are those of us who are on straight unemployment in 2020, are we eligible for the Golden State stimulus? So it's based on a couple of things. You do need to have some earned income. If the only income you had in 2020 was unemployment, then you might not qualify. But where's my voice going? But they just changed the upper income limit from $30,000 up to $75,000. So if you earned, in combination with everything, your adjusted gross income on your California state taxes was less than $75,000, and some of it was earned income, not solely just unemployment benefits, then yes, you should qualify for the $600 Golden State stimulus. I'm going to say that I am now totally positive that I'm going to qualify for that, and I haven't received it yet. I read in September is when the new group that's eligible will start to get those payments. Plant Girl says, I was 6 weeks pending and got paid last week. I just certified right now. No problem for 2 more weeks. They didn't ask me the specifics on work search. Did they stop doing that? Yeah, for some people, even when they were listing the specific places they applied, now they can't. And so that's been fairly normal too. That may come back after you get your specific letter telling you what your specific work search requirements are. Oh, Scott is saying only 2 senators. Yes, but there's lots of assembly members. No, oh, sorry, Kenneth, I do not live in the 54th district. No. Did I say? I think the 17th district. I don't know. Anyway, Manuel says, I have a neighbor that you're helping. He just got throat cancer, so he can't speak. So we got a hold of the EDD, but he can't speak. So we asked for advice. What can he do? I asked for a letter form. Please advise. First of all, that's very nice of you to help him. Yeah, and that might be a situation where you want to email your assembly member and let them know what the issue is. Yeah, and I will try and think. Sometimes there's like an option to use your keypad to key in answers, like for the hearing. No, I'm not sure. Try emailing your assembly member, and that's so kind of you to help him. What, a 72-hour shift? Yeah, somebody's working a 70. Oh dear. Are people? Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm going to try and find a question. April says, I certified this morning. I'm on tier 2 and didn't have to put any proof. All I had to do is press yes. That is the main thing that you're looking for, that they want, is that yes answer. Please hit the like button. Oh, wait, what? Okay. Terry, if you're still in here, do you want to list your question down below? Okay. I don't know what was going on in the comments there. Yes. Okay. Donna says, just thank you. You are very welcome. Oh, and Diana says, thank you. You're welcome as well. Skylar says, I haven't been paid in 3 months, and it took 3 months to get the 1277 letter. This entire time you've been claiming on a 2021 claim, and now it says 2020 to benefit year on extension again. So yeah, if you got the 1277 letter, that actually sounds like they're finally doing the right thing on your claim. But if you still haven't been paid in 3 months, I would definitely say email your assembly member. Anthony, bad grandpa. We're talking about our cars. Chevy Tahoe. You have 274,000 miles on it. It still runs great. Oil changes regularly. My last car had over 300,000 miles on it. It was a 1997 Mitsubishi Mirage. Yeah, and I plan on driving this one about that long. After I had to buy this one, though, because that one was on its last leg. I barely made it off the dealership. I tried to get them to keep it and like sell it or dispose of it for me. And they were like, no, lady, you got to take this thing off the lot. And they called me the next day. They're like, how do you like your new car? And I was like, ask me in 20 years and 300,000 miles. Like if it makes it that long, then I like it. If not, I'll be upset. So far the car is doing well. Agent News says, at this point, I'd rather use a state assembly member than expect a tier 2 employee to handle your case. Yeah, for a lot of people, that's going to be the easier way to get that done. Golden One says, you have to get a hold of a manager or tier 2 rep, and they can get it paid in the same day. That is often true. Cyfress says, you have a pending week not paid from last week's. Do I need to call? Yes. In your situation, you need to call. That is most likely a quarterly review. Susanna said, I called them and they say that's not how it works. You get an appointment, you'll be put on pending. I'm not sure what that question is about. You guys, the questions seem like they are not coming through in a way that's making sense. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 more questions and then maybe we're going to end this one early today. Frank, you're welcome. Jaden's World says, you certified, but now you're pending. You called. They said you need to review my account and you were wait for 2 hours and then 3 hours and the call dropped. Unfortunately, that is happening a lot. I am so sorry. I would recommend. I don't have a way to dodge the long wait time, unfortunately. Try calling again. Make sure that you have a lot of time to hold. Possibly try calling Tuesday through Saturday, either right when they open or between 2:30 and 4, since that's when it's a little easier to get in. Hopefully the whole time to talk to a tier 2 rep would also be a little less at that time also. I'm sorry. I know, Jaden. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, Susanna wants to know about backdating. So I don't see the original question, but if you need to backdate your claim, you're supposed to use Ask EDD. The furthest you can backdate your claim would be December 6th of 2020. Agent News says EDD needs a community, social media, and press release media member to be honest. They are operating a 2021 extensive complex pandemic and they are handling it like it's still 1987. I'm not even sure their technology is like 1987 good. They are kind of active on Twitter. Supposedly, they do have that media lady that does the news releases every week. Unfortunately, they're just not that helpful. Audrey says, how do I get the MEUC application? The only way that I know of is to call. I know Bad Grandpa had to call and ask for his. Is that all you ended up doing? You might be able to use the Ask EDD feature for that or the Contact Us feature for that. Yeah. David wants to know if I think Texas will win the lawsuit. So I think that you're talking about the lawsuit to get unemployment benefits reinstated. And if I had to guess, I would say that yes, the unemployed people of Texas are going to come out favorably in that, and that Texas probably will have to reinstate unemployment benefits. So a lot of times with law, especially since this was federal money, the judges in Texas are going to look at how other states have ruled in the case. And Indiana just ruled that they had to pay the unemployment benefits, and Maryland also ruled that they had to pay the unemployment benefits. So my guess is that a lot of those states that tried to end unemployment benefits early are going to have to pay them anyway. Yes, they did. Yep, Maryland. Maryland won the lawsuit, and so did Indiana. And so that is a very good sign that the other states are going to have to reinstate it as well. Susanna wants to know if an assembly member can help me with backdating. Potentially. That would definitely be something that I would ask them about. It's definitely worth trying. So Bad Grandpa, I should put my map back, and then all the states that have to start paying again, I should start changing green for good and green for money. That makes me happy. Yes, how are we still talking about cars? Yeah, the Prius, and mine's the Prius C, which is actually cheaper. Yeah, I haven't changed my battery yet. Oh, you're watching from Maryland. Oh, that's cool. Mostly what I know about is California, although I do know that unemployment claims in Maryland should start getting paid their money again because, yeah, you guys just won your lawsuit. Yama-chan says on the phone for 5 hours. Hopefully they fixed your claim after those 5 hours. Spider says you're supposed to certify next weekend. Will I just need to answer yes, as I usually do, or is there going to be a tab to input your work search? There might be a tab to insert work search, but let me try and show you this thing again because I showed it way at the beginning of this live. So we'll show it again. Now, not everybody got this today. For a lot of you, nothing changed, and that's fine. But you might get this page that looks like this, work search record. And then it's going to ask you, okay, I'm not doing this right, but this first option, where's the camera? How do I do this? Oh my goodness, my hand looks huge. This is gross. Okay, do you want to save your work search information on your UI Online account? And there's an option to hit no. I will record my work search information in a different way, like a notebook. I'm all twisted up here. Or you can hit like yes. Yes, I choose to save my work search information. Is this backwards? On your UI Online account. I can't. It looks backwards when I'm looking at it. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if that was helpful, but you might get that. And then your options will be to list your work search activities in a different way or to list them online. Oh, it's okay. It's okay that if you don't have that. Most people did not get that today. It was like one person out of like 100. And this is a screenshot from the message board I'm on. I have it because I moderate on a message board. This was not from my claim. But oftentimes, I help people on a Facebook group for unemployment as well. And I'm a moderator over there. So a lot of times, I keep people's information safe, but I have permission to like screenshot things and use them to help you guys make videos. So that's how I saw that. So one person out of like everybody in that group had this morning. So that's what I expect a lot of us will have. So do not worry if you didn't have that, but that may be what's coming. So then it's going to give you the option. No, I want to record my work search activities in another way, or I want to put it online. So if you didn't get that, don't worry about it, but that may be what's coming. And I tend to think that that's because it's not just job search that satisfies the work search requirements. It's work search activities like updating your resume. And the way the UI Online form has been set up, it's more for if you're applying for a specific job. If you're just doing an activity like updating your resume, I would probably just list that in a notebook. Jenny Silver's recommending doing screenshots of your work search activities, and that wouldn't hurt. That's not going to hurt. But, she and I don't always have exactly the same advice. We're similar, but at minimum, keep it in a notebook. Sorry, I was hoping that would be helpful and like let you guys know that even when you get your letter about doing work search, that you would still have the option to not actually list it on their page. Yes, Agent News says, if you are on PEUC, you might be put on Fed Ed. Yes, that is correct. If you meet the earnings requirements, and if you have not already had the Fed Ed extension on your existing unemployment claim, then yes, after September 4th, Fed Ed might be an option, but that unfortunately won't be an option for people on PUA unemployment claims, as Fed Ed is not available to them. Okay. Tia says, okay. Tia, I almost popped off early, but something. EDD called you yesterday about an overpayment, saying they go on net pay, not gross. And the charge knocked my pay down to 180. So Tia, if you're W-2 work, like from an employer who pays you, then you need to list your gross pay. If it's self-employment, like Uber or Instacart or something like that, then you're allowed to put your net pay. If you disagree with your overpayment decision, then you can appeal it, but the appeal process is about 4 to 6 months out. Are you able to work out a payment plan for the overpayment? Do you agree with the overpayment, or are they wrong? If they're totally wrong, the thing is, if you appeal it, it's going to take a really long time. If somehow they did overpay you, you might want to just arrange a payment plan. And either way, I'm very sorry that that's happening on your claim. They're taking 50% of your benefits. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Agent New, thank you for reminding people not to spam. Who's spamming? Okay, let me try and, I think that people spam because they're really desperate to have their questions answered. But yeah, please try and wait 15 minutes after initially posting your question, and I'll try and get to it. But I tend to think that when people spam, it's because they're really worried about their questions. So let me try and answer Abraham's question. Friday, you received a message from the EDD stating that your claim ended, but online says my claim began 7/19 of 20, and you had one more certification for the 18th, which is today. Will I get paid? Most likely. So the notices about your benefit year ending go out actually about 1 to 2 weeks before your benefit year actually ends. But since you got that, please file a new claim. So yes, you should get paid for this certification, but definitely do the process of filing a new claim so that you can like get paid with as little delays as possible. Okay. Yama-chan had the phone interview on June 25th and still pending. Yeah. So in your case, I would reach out to your assembly member and see if they can help get you paid. Definitely let them know you're experiencing financial hardship since it's been 17 weeks and see what they tell you. Okay. All right, Tia, I hope that gets worked out. Hi, David. Your Tier 2 unemployment balance ends July 26th. Is there another extension? Yes, it's going to be extension Tier 2 augmentation, and that should take you through the week ending September 4th. And what else did I want to say about that? It should be automatic, but if 2 weeks go by after your claim balance hits 0 and you don't see the date when you can certify, or the claim balance doesn't go up after you certify, then you will need to call the EDD. Tia, you asked for a waiver. And you're able to fill it out online instead of the appeal. Yeah, definitely ask for that waiver. That is a good plan. That sounds better than the appeal to me. So I hope that your waiver gets approved. All right. See, Abraham, you're welcome. And I understand. It is frustrating for the people in the chat though. So anytime you guys are on somebody's live, mine, Jenny's, Meet Kevin's, wait about 15 minutes before posting the same question. Sometimes we do miss them, but I hope usually that when I'm answering someone else's question, it'll also answer yours. And I do mostly try and go in order. And then I start skipping around about the last like the last like 15 to 20 minutes of the lives. Brian says you had an overpayment from 2008 and they took it out of my tax refund this year. That's terrible, and I'm sorry that happened, but hopefully now that they've done that, hopefully no more overpayments and everything goes smoothly from here on out. Isabel, don't worry. If you didn't have a place to list your work search activities, that is okay. Kathalina says, do I think the EDD will extend the 300 after September? I hope they do. I think that we'll still need the extra help. I don't tend to think that they will do that. I think that's kind of what the Golden State stimulus, that extra 600 was for. I don't think they have the budget. It's not going to get approved federally. I would almost like fall over dead if it got approved on a national level, on a federal level. And I don't think California has the budget to give everyone an extra $300 weekly boost. I just don't. Okay. All right, guys, let's see. Yes, Tia, you should still be eligible for the extra $300 extra amount, even if your weekly benefit amount gets decreased down to the minimum. Oh, thank you, Kira. All right, Kira just says to keep up the good vibes. And okay, Fatima, let's do yours. And then and that's going to be the last one of the day. She says, you're still pending for the week before the 11th. Should I call them? Yes. If there's nothing else wrong with your claim and you all of a sudden get stuck pending and it's been more than 72 hours, but you know you've already filed a new claim, after 72 hours after you last certified, that is when I would recommend calling. So I do think it's time to call on yours. And it sounds like it's just the quarterly review, which any rep should be able to help you with. So I do recommend calling, and I know that part is hard. But yeah. Okay. Oh, Tia, you don't necessarily have to send in your job searches. You can either list them online or you can record them in a different manner, like on a notebook. Talk about good vibes. This pickle, I think, what's that dance? The floss? The pickle is doing like the floss dance. And this pickle, okay, let's not. Okay, anyway, you can keep track of it in a notebook. I always get wonky at the end of the lives. David wants to know if I have any new numbers to call the EDD, and I don't. I am still using the 833-978-2511 number. And then Sometimes quickly hitting 134 after the long intro message will help. Better days to call the EDD are Tuesday through Saturday. The best times to call the EDD are either 8 a.m. to 8:15 a.m. or later in the afternoon from about 2 or 2:30 to 4. All right, fine. We're going to do one more. Henry says they should extend the boost since the new variant is growing and the supposed stock market crash that might happen soon, or maybe not, but who knows? Yeah, nobody can time the stock market. People say with stock market to just invest consistently. Okay. Okay, so let's do one more because this is a good question. Joe says, if I talked to a manager July 14th in anticipation of week 7-11, but wasn't asked to document, can I use it next week to certify or no? Technically, the answer is no. So if you talk to somebody on the 14th, that would only enable you to answer. And I would still recommend writing that down as, in a notebook. July 14th, asked manager if they were hiring at such and such a business, outcome. Oh, let's go through that. I should have written this down in the actual notebook. This is, if you're just keeping track in a notebook, this is what I would do. So work searches are always going to be for the week that you're certifying. So something done on the 14th technically is not valid for the week of the 18th, 9th, 20th, 1st, 2nd, 23rd, through the 24th. You would need to do a new work search. Now, are they going to know? Maybe not. Okay, so I would put the date of your work search activity. I would list what the work search activity is, such as on Saturday, July 24th, Saturday, July 24th, updated my resume. Outcome of updating my resume. Resume is updated and I am sending it to a friend for proofreading. So I would do those things. Oh, Bella V wants to talk about investing for a second because, you guys, I haven't done this in a long time. I really like a bank, and now so does Bella V. I like Yada Bank because they do these prizes. It's kind of like a lottery ticket, right? So if you have extra money, you're worried about benefits ending and you want to save your money. I used to be with Wells Fargo. I'm still with them for my checking account, but I used to get a penny, literally 0.01 cents, 1 penny from my savings account. Now that I'm with Yada Bank, I've got $200 total, but Bella V just won $100 last week. So I always link Yada Bank in the description. So because of how they do these prizes, so because of how I'm seeing David's question, I'm going to answer it. Because of how Yada Bank does the prizes, it's just awesome. And Bella won $100. And I don't know how much she has saved in there. I don't have very much saved in there, but total I've gotten 200 back in about a year. But congratulations, Bella, and I'm glad that you liked the recommendation. I am still really personally happy with that bank. Check out the link in the description if saving money is something that you're interested in. Kira wants to know how close I'm being to being a million. Let's do some more questions because these are a little bit more fun. David wants to know if I lost weight. I have lost a teeny tiny bit of weight. I have started going to the gym for very small amounts of time because I'm pretty busy. You guys know I've been complaining about my feet and my back and lifting things now that I'm back at work. So my main goal, you have to lift these things called soda bibs. I do not know if any of you have worked in the service industry where you have to change a soda bib. Bib stands for bag in the box. They're 35 gallons of sugar, liquid and sugar. I don't know how these things weigh that much, but it's definitely the sugar because if you lift a Diet Coke, a 35-gallon Diet Coke bib, it is not as heavy as a 35-gallon Coke bib. It's got to be the sugar. But you're lifting and twisting and trying to get them onto a rack, and it's killing my back. My feet are killing me. So I've started doing a little bit of weightlifting at the gym to try and improve my strength and my posture and everything. And I have lost a few pounds. But I don't want people to focus on their weight. Love yourself. Everybody's beautiful. Thank you. Kira wants to know how close I am to being a millionaire. On paper, pretty close. I just talked about what I had in my bank account right now, and it's like less than $100. However, I've been investing in my company's 401k plan since I was 21. So I do have some money in there. Of course, you get penalized if you withdraw it early, so I can't really touch that. Also, I got extremely lucky with the house that I bought. I bought a house in Los Angeles in 2011, 2012, somewhere in there. Last time the market crashed, I bought a fixer-upper for $130,000. It's very small square feet, like 640 square feet. The house is now worth like $640,000. I do not know who would pay that much for this house, but yeah, like it used to have security bars on the window that I removed. That's where the pull bar was. These are $1.99 paper like literally paper. It's paper from IKEA. It's made out of paper. You cut them with scissors at the bottom to fit your window. I just see this bad stuff down there. No, I don't know. Anyway, the house is not, it's not a great, I love it though. You can see like the peach paint on the window. So I got very lucky with the house. It's very small, but because of the LA market, yeah, and Kira, YouTube is helping. Like, because of YouTube right now, I'm able to save a lot of my money from my job, put more in the 401k that I also won't be able to touch. So I'm getting close on paper, but in the bank account, like your house, I have a coworker, he's like, you can't count the equity of your house. Your house is worth what it's worth when you're ready to sell it. The house is not going to alone pay my bills, and I wouldn't really want to use the house as a credit card. That's what got a lot of people into trouble. All right, let's do like 2 more EDD questions, although this is the kind of content that I want to talk about after the pandemic ends. I do believe that the American dream is still achievable. It is just tricky. All right, SLAP, 1 week paid, 1 week paid, 1 week paid. So that's 2 weeks paid. Why didn't I get who cares? If you didn't get 1 week stuck on pending, be happy about that. Not everyone got caught up in the quarterly review. So if you didn't get stuck in quarterly review, then that is all the better. I got very lucky buying the house. And yeah, what started me looking to buy a house is like, I'm a manager and an employee 2 levels below me, kind of. I don't want to say below me. She's not the same level manager. How about that? By 2 positions. She bought a house around that time. And I was like, what? How did she do that? And I was like, if she can afford it, maybe I can too. And I started looking, and my poor real estate agent, who's amazing, Kathleen Mueller, Mueller. She's based in Arcadia, California. I drove her to Inglewood. I drove her to Long Beach. We looked at some interesting places. This place was, there are 2 bedrooms in the house. This place was half a block from where I used to live. And before the market crash, someone paid like $315,000 for this. And I remember looking at it then and like almost being ready to cry. Cause I was like, if I can't afford that house, I'm never going to be able to afford a house. Then the housing market crashed. Me and this house, we were meant to be together. It is 2 bedrooms. They are very small. I don't know if you can see, this is this wall. I just stuck my arm out. There's a light. And then I'm almost on the other wall where I film the other videos. So I don't know if this really shows like the perception of like how small this room is, but this is technically a bedroom, but it's super, super small. Thank you for coming to Shelly's home tour. All right, one more unemployment question. Bly. Okay, we're going to do Bly's comment and then one more unemployment question, and then I'm going to sign off for the day. Bly says it's not that hard to lose weight. It's 1 day at a time, and you can do it. It gets really hard after you're 40. And every year past 40, especially for women, it seems to get harder and harder and harder and harder. In my 30s, people said that, and that wasn't true. In my 30s, I could go and eat fast food at night, and in the morning I might be heavier, but I'd go and work out. And by the time I got home, like I was like down some weight as long as I'd exercise. Now you eat like a French fry at night and you wake up 5 pounds heavier, and it just never leaves. It never leaves. Okay, one more unemployment question. Corrine says, is it a good time to buy a house? No, right now is not. But I do think there's going to be some fallout, some things that happen as a result of the eviction ban once it lifts and once people start getting unemployment benefits. I'm going to say probably, okay, not September of this year. So not September 2021, probably not 2022. But my guess would be that by September of 2023, that's when you're going to see some good deals in the housing market. I mean, always look, right? Keep looking. Know what houses in your area cost. But I would say probably 2023 is going to be when we're able to find better deals in the housing market. David says, if you stop requesting benefits because you gave up on the system due to non-payment, can you start over? It keeps saying pending. You can't exactly start over. You can't open a whole new claim until your benefit year is over. So if you just stopped certifying because you were frustrated, that's when you would use that reopen claim button. And I would enlist the help of your assembly member if you've been having trouble that long. Summer, a lot of people are pending right now. So I would give it 72 hours. And if it hasn't cleared by then, that is when you'd want to give them a call. And yes, Bella's giving good advice. Reach out to your assembly member. I've got that linked in the description down below. They can often help get your unemployment claim paid. And something else that you guys ask is like, how long does it take after you reach out to your assembly member? So an assembly member will usually get back to you within 48 hours. And if it's something they can help with, and they can't help with everything, but if it is something they can help with, it often gets fixed within 4 business days. Colleen, I just turned 44 and I gained, my name is Shelly. I'm 44 and I gained 30 pounds during quarantine, all on camera in front of you guys. All right, you guys. All right. I think this is a good place to end. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope all of your claims go from pending to paid. I hope that you actually don't get stuck on pending at all. I will see you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Please take a moment and like the video. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I'll see you next time.